Hi, I'm Alex, and I'm a Master Black Belt instructor. Let's get right into a question I hear from software teams all the time. Can a methodology that was born on a factory floor actually help in the fast-paced, ever-changing world of writing code?
Yeah, I hear this constantly. And you know what? I totally get it. The very last thing any dev team wants is some rigid, bureaucratic process getting in the way when you're just trying to ship features and move quickly. But let's be honest for a second. Even the very best Agile teams run into the same walls again and again. You know what I'm talking about. Those unexpected defect spikes that just derail a sprint, release dates that keep inching backward, and that exhausting feeling that you're always in firefighting mode. And this isn't some small annoyance. The cost is huge. Rework, which is just a fancy word for fixing bugs, clearing up misunderstandings, and redoing work, can eat up to half of a project's entire time and budget. Think about that. That's half your team's effort just fixing things instead of building new, valuable stuff. Okay, so let's dig in. Here's the key. You don't apply Six Sigma to your entire development process. That would be a disaster. Instead, you use it like a scalpel to surgically target the real, recurring problems that are causing you the most pain. So, what are we actually talking about? Well, here are the sweet spots. We're talking about measurable, painful issues. Things like your defect management process, where way too many bugs are slipping through to production. Or your lead time, the time it takes to get from an idea to a release, is just too long and unpredictable. Or maybe it's those messy handoffs between dev, QA, and ops that always seem to fail. These are process problems, not creative problems. And this is the absolute most important point to understand. Six Sigma is here to stabilize the process of building and delivering your software. The pipeline, the testing strategy, the way teams hand off work. It is not here to tell you how to write a user story or design a user interface. The only goal is to remove the friction that's getting in the way of your team's creative work. So, how do we actually do this? Well, we use a framework called DMAIC. Now, I know it sounds a little corporate, but trust me, it's really just a simple, structured, five-step method for solving problems. So, let's just walk through a really quick, practical software example. So, DMAIC, it stands for Define, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. But don't get hung up on the acronym. At its heart, it's really just a data-driven cycle. It's designed to help you find the true root cause of a problem and then make sure the fix you put in place actually sticks. So let's make this real with a super common problem. Too many bugs are making it out into production. We're going to start right at the top with the first step, define. Okay, so in the define phase, we get specific. The problem isn't just we have bugs. That's useless. The problem is 30% of our bugs are being found by customers after a release. Now that is a problem. It causes emergency hotfixes, it erodes trust, and it just completely burns out the team. See? We've defined a clear, measurable problem we can actually solve. Okay, once the problem's defined, we hit the measure phase. This is where your team digs in and collects the hard data. Where are defects coming from? What kinds of defects are they? How are they getting past QA? Then, once you have that data, you move to analyze, which is what you're seeing here. And this is where the magic happens. This chart perfectly shows the Pareto principle, the idea that most of your problems, like 80%, come from just a few causes. Look at this. The data makes it crystal clear that over half of all these escaped defects trace back to one single root cause, unclear requirements. All of a sudden, you're not guessing anymore. You know. So you see what just happened? This kind of data-driven analysis lets you stop playing whack-a-mole. Now, in the improve phase, you don't just tell developers to be more careful. No, you implement targeted fixes, like creating a stricter definition of done for user stories, or maybe adding more automated integration tests. And then, in the final control phase, you keep an eye on that defect escape rate to make sure it stays down. You've made a lasting, data-proven improvement. And this brings us right back to that huge misconception, the idea that you have to choose between Six Sigma and Agile. You absolutely do not. When you use it correctly, Six Sigma is a powerful ally for both Agile and DevOps. Think about it like this. Agile and DevOps are all about building the right features, adapting to change, and automating that pipeline. Lean Six Sigma comes alongside that and focuses on how well you're doing those things. It helps you build those features more reliably, it stabilizes the underlying process, and it helps you find and remove the waste, like all that rework, from your pipeline. They're not competing, they're completing the picture. I love this quote because it just nails the whole relationship. Agile ensures you build the right thing. Six Sigma ensures you build the thing right. See? They're two sides of the same coin, both working to help you deliver value to your customers faster and more reliably.
All right, so let's bring this all home. What are the key takeaways here? What should you remember when you're thinking about smarter problem solving for your own team?
First, yes, Six Sigma can solve those nagging recurring problems that your retrospectives talk about, but never seem to fully fix. Second, remember to apply it surgically. Go after specific issues like defects and delays. Don't try to boil the ocean. Third, use that DMAIC framework to bring some much-needed structure and data to your improvement efforts. And finally, integrate it with your Agile and DevOps practices to make your already great processes even more stable and efficient.
So, for teams that are just tired of fighting the same fire sprint after sprint, and you want to finally stabilize your delivery process without killing your agility, we've actually designed specific training and programs to help you do just that. You can check it out at sixsigmadsi.com.
I'll leave you with this one question to think about. What is that one recurring problem that your team has basically just accepted as a fact of life? The one you've all but stopped trying to fix? Because that problem, right there, that just might be the perfect place to start.